Time to break open all these boxes.
There's another red herb right there. And you're just rolling in the fucking kush right now, aren't you?
It's that good California stuff.
That good Spanish stuff. You're in Spain, dude.
She can run, but she can't hide. Oh my god,
you
dude.
monster.
That was a gruesome... It like twitched. It's like the brain was
like,
failing slowly.
It's like you shot it in the spine and like paralyzed it.
It's like it's still alive right now. It just can't move. It's just in terror the whole time.
Man, these controls are weird, actually.
Right? Like when you first play the game and you get into it and you're all like, yeah, I get this. Like this is a thing.
Like I know people like to talk shit about Resident Evil 4 or Resident Evil 5, but the controls in Resident Evil 5 are way cleaner than this. This I don't like this.
Yeah, no, because I keep doing that, trying to move around, and it doesn't do anything. It's just for you to peek around while you're still walking in the other. It's not intuitive at all.
See, in Resident Evil 5, this lets you look around.
Well, the same Resident Evil 5, son.
This is what I was saying last night. Like, I get it. Resident Evil 5 is not the Resident Evil game that you're used to, if you're a Resident Evil fan. But
I feel like you put way more hours in Resident Evil 5 than you ever did in 4.
Oh yeah, but that's
you play that thing for like months. I remember I would show up and you guys are still playing it. And
well, that's the thing about Resident Evil 5 is it had more replay value.
But it was a different time. When this game came out, this kind of thing wasn't a thing yet. Like this was revolutionary.
Yeah. I'm saying, and like,
and it was like the first attempt at that whole like over the shoulder third person thing, and this way and this.
Yeah,
and
it, yeah,
like
it
a survival horror type thing.
But here's what I'm saying. Here's
You're playing, man.
Both Resident Evil 4 and 5 are good games.
Cut his freaking balls off!
I think people's gripe with Resident Evil 4, or Resident Evil 5 rather, is that it's not like Resident Evil 4. Okay? And that's understandable. But if you stop comparing it to Resident Evil 4, Resident Evil 5 is a good game. Slightly different genre of game, but it's still a good game.
Well, that's I think the problem most people had with it. It was that the game, like the series is known for like a certain like vibe, which is the survival horror thing.
Right.
Where, you know, they're all kind of slightly purposely harder to play or awkward to play. Or like, do you remember the old Resident Evils? Where you're like turning around really slow and then just like walking, and it's really like, just like, you're always trying to like not die.
I actually never played the older Resident Evils, but I do know what you're talking about with the whole...
Yeah, they make him purposely clunky, and like it adds to the survival part. Because like I said, it's a different genre, and when they changed the controls, it just like it was like an offense against Resident Evil as a series like that. People like the series for the survival horror aspect, and that game just wasn't that anymore. Like I'm just saying, on its own. Oh, there's that fucker. On its own, like it was a really good game, and it was really cool, but it wasn't a Resident Evil game. Like that's the part that people didn't like about it, because it's like, well, it's not even the same genre. It's not the same kind of game. It plays differently.
Yeah, I accept that, but I think people are just fucking trifling bitches, honestly.
Well, but that's because you have a special connection to it, because you like it.
Right, but here's the thing. That is true. I do have a special connection to the game, because I think it's fucking fun. I think it's just a fun game. People want to attribute desires for the game, and that's what makes people hate the game. It's not like Resident Evil 4. Well, guess what? Resident Evil 4 wasn't like Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3.
But it kept the same feel though. That's what people liked it, because they're like, oh, this nailed the survival thing in a better way, because it's a little more action oriented, but you still didn't have the whole free roam, like, you know, 2-axis scroller, like walk and gun and run kind of thing. So even though it was drastically different, it was still just like they kept that the clunkiness and the hard part about it and the survival aspect.
See, that's also a matter of perspective though, because I'm fucking these villagers up, no problem. Like, it just depends on.
Well, but we also like know what happens, and we also like we're not worried because we can just do the run around technique. just fucking wait out the timer, and eventually they'll just stop coming. Just gotta wait till it's time to go to church.
Yeah, I see. Like, I'm not gonna be an asshole. Like, I get it. I get some people.
It's like saying like you have a band that you really like,
and they put they put out
an album and it's a different genre, and you're like, but that's not why I like this band.
Yeah, but here's the thing: us as people that are experiencing someone's art have zero fucking right to tell them what art they can make.
Right.
That's my thing, right? If Capcom wants to make Resident Evil that's more action-oriented, has co-op and replay value, which ultimately is better for the player, I'd say.
Cut his freaking balls off!
It is, but the one aspect that people have to also think about is, as a company, if you want your product to succeed, the last thing you want is to alienate like 80% of your fan base to make them angry at you. And I mean, again, because it's one of those things that ideally people should go like, oh, this is this kind of game and I will enjoy it for what it is. But at the same time, when you know people are like they are, and when you alienate them like that, it's a big risk. Like, this was a big risk because it was a different format. Mm-hmm. But they try to keep, like, they didn't want to alienate their audience and the feel of the game. They're like, how can we get the same feel in a different format?
How do you reload?
A, I think. Nope. It's another one. Maybe you're out.
Yeah, I mean, I just wish, like, I know most people didn't like Resident Evil 5. Actually, I don't even know if that's true. Maybe it's just the people that were vocal about it didn't like Resident Evil 5.
I'm sure some people did like it, but I think the majority of people that liked it hadn't had an experience with a Resident Evil game before. I played the shit out of Resident Evil 4 before Resident Evil 5. Resident Evil 4 was the first horror game I ever played. How'd you like it, like, as a horror game?
I loved it. I love this game. I feel like it could use an overhaul, you know, like a technical overhaul these days.
Yeah,
especially like jumping back into it just now.
This game came out 13 years ago.
Jumping back into it just now, like, it feels super clunky.
It's amazing to think like this was revolutionary.
But yeah, back in the day, this game was awesome.
Like, nothing like this had ever been seen.
I actually think you're the one that introduced me to this game.
Did I?
I think you might have been.
That's a sinister looking fellow. Is that Palpatine?
Yeah, you know what? I think it was. Do it. I think it was you.
Unlimited power.
Unlimited pancakes for $3.99. Yeah, I remember because I think you showed me this game because you also showed me.
Oh, I think I had it like downloaded on my Wii, or no, I had the disc or something. I don't remember. Because this game has been remade and remastered and everything. Like, it's on like every console now.
It was like the Skyrim before Skyrim.
Yeah, this is like the game that like taught people like, wait, we can do this? We can just do the same game over and over again, or just put them like, just clean it up a little bit and add like a couple little extra content things.
I'm pretty sure that I've bought this game at least 3 times. But yeah, I recently
strong legs.
They had a sale where they were selling all 3 Resident Evil games, all the relevant ones.
I remember playing this when it first came out. Like, I rented it from like a Blockbuster or something, and I went to. Can I open this? Is that what they went, right?
This is Misa, dude. They're worshiping. It's time to worship over here.
A worship. But when I first tried to play the game, I was like, oh, this is really cool. I'm finally gonna get to play it. And I got home, I turned it on, and it started, and it was like 7 p.m. or so. It was kind of getting dark outside, but like, you know, there was still some light, and I'm just playing. And very early on, it got like dark enough outside that I just.
You got scared?
This is a little eerie, and I had this like tiny TV, but I had it hooked up to like a big stereo system, and like the sounds were. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. I knew you were going there because I know like both you and I were like little pussy children when we were kids.